the people, what do you guys want? Because if you're not looking at what they want, you're not going to be able to provide it. So really look at the whole, look at your side, look at the technology, look at the people who want to spend the money. And once you look at the whole system, then it makes sense. Whereas if you're only looking at like, I need this, and not what the other guys want, it's just like, look at everything holistically, because it's an ecosystem that either works, but if it's missing one side, if I'm selling sponsorships and people aren't getting value, you're out of business. So make someone, like, if someone's gonna get 10K of value and you sell it to them for 3K, boom. And if they get 1K of value, give them their money back. Or, if I sell a sponsorship and someone doesn't get the value, I'll go close a deal for them. Because you need to make people happy. And if reputation is that, oh my God, I did this event and it was just amazing, then everybody's going to want to hop on with you. So just make sure that people are really, and this is a great event. You guys threw a great event here. Woo! Big hand for joining on. This is really good. But everybody's getting value out of it. And that's why the next one's going to be bigger and better. And so just make sure that everybody's happy. And sometimes you got to do things that don't scale. Like if you have an unhappy customer and it's because of something you did, what do? You pick up the phone and you call them.
Yep. That or get on a plane and do something crazy.
But you have to make sure that like one pissed off customer with a reason can sink your business. And just make, if everybody's when I do my stuff, like I can point to, of my 1,000 sponsors, I can point to the 3 or 4 who didn't get value. One didn't set up their booth. Sorry, I can't help you. One I thought didn't get value, I gave him a discount, in the end I found out he met his wife at my show. Okay, that's good. But it's like, but literally, if I think someone doesn't get value, I'll give them their money back or go close a deal for them to get them the value. Because when you do that, the other really good people say, hey, I want to work with that guy. So just be really solid and put out the vibe that I'm looking for people to help me on events, and maybe someone will pop up or say, oh, I know, I met this guy and he's a good guy, and but just be really good to people, and you'll be happier and more successful.
Yes. We got the next question down here.
Hi, my name is Deshaun R. Bledsoe, National High School League Sport, tech ball company, first biometric sport league we have in America. I'm actually currently creating a new strategy, corporate strategy for events, and it's called Tickets for Shares, or basically ITO, initial ticket offer. We're actually just curious to know, what do you guys kind of like feel about, like the sports industry and entertainment actually having an option for fundraising and, for artists or, startups and different things of that nature.
What's a biometric event?
Yeah. All right. So biometrics is basically using technology to basically pick up information.
So people compete to have the highest heart rate, or what is it? We get what biometrics is, but what is a biometric event?
But all right. So the technology ball is based on biometrics using data science to pick up speed, power, accuracy, and also catches, passes, and scores in one game. Pro athletic game, physical sport. The sport is called tech ball. Toss around game, of ball. And it's also that option to play on field and off field, which is option as ice. So that's why we call it ice ball. So it's National Ice League sport.
So I don't get what you're talking
Okay.
about, but if there are certain technologies that what you're doing all of a sudden really helps them, there's someone who has a biometric measurement thing that's totally highlighted by the fact of what you're doing that isn't by other folks, those are the folks to go for. If someone stands to make millions of dollars, if what they do catches on, and it's more likely to catch on because of what you're doing, get money from them.
Yeah. Anybody else?
You threw out ITO, is that similar to like an ICO, like initial coin offering, you're talking about
Initial
ICO?
ticket.
Initial
So
ticket
your first question too was
That was the question.
how having it fundraising for sports more open rather than being
Sports, festivals, concerts.
for sports and festivals. So you see,
Anything you can do without selling equity is better, because the second someone owns part of your company, they got you, right? And you, unless it all goes great, like one bad shareholder can screw you. So be very careful, and if you can find another way to get money besides giving up part of the company, it's great to have partners, it's great to have people who make money with you, it's great, it's great, it's great. But once someone owns part of your company and they decide to do something else, you're gonna wish they didn't.
It's already pretty open too. I mean, crowdsourcing and fundraising.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like, ever before. I mean, the internet, you can. I feel confident right now if I wanted to raise $30,000 in the next 2 weeks. I feel like I can do that. The internet.
Yeah. Kickstarter, Patreon, build your fan base of people who want to support you.
sure. I think equity crowdfunding is like becoming really, really popular, right? And you're giving up.
But that scares me, man. You're gonna have 1,000 unsophisticated shareholders?
Sure.
Whew.
It is, but as long as they don't have a board seat, you're good.
No, actually, once they own equity, they got you. I mean, once they own equity, they go, oh, well, he said we were gonna do this much business, and we didn't, or we were gonna get this deal. They can always hang you. And so you just gotta be really, really careful.
There's a lot of pros and cons with equity crowdfunding. One of the reasons why I don't, it's a little, I think it's really early on, so it's hard to.
But stuff like Patreon, where they put down a credit card, and until they cancel, you're paid every month?
Yeah, that's great.
If they're not happy, they stop paying you, but you don't owe them anything.
We have time for probably 2 more questions, and I know this girl over here was like one of the first people, so she's
And
last.
if you have questions for specific people out there, you can definitely talk to them.
We have a lot of time, so you
Yeah.
guys can come up with questions too.
All right, hi. My name is Isa. Well, I have a question specifically for Ishveen and Tu. Okay, so I own a product, very relatively new. Anyone here ever seen The Lion King?
Yes.
Remember the scene when Simba was born, Rafiki popped open a fruit and rubbed on his forehead?
Yeah.
Well, no one ever considers the significance of that fruit. So that's what I sell. It's literally the healthiest, most nutritious whole fruit on the planet. So that's companies. It's called Baobab.
Baobab.
You've heard of the tree of life?
Yes.
That's the fruit from the tree. Baobab tree is the tree
And
of
where's
life.
the tree of life?
It grows exclusively on the continent of Africa.
Oh.
But literally, but yeah, it's if you Google King of Superfruit, it comes up. You Google Queen of Superfruit, it comes up. So my company, I just decided to call it the gender neutral overload of superfruits. But that's just it's just a joke thing. Okay, so my question now is, I work alone. Company's relatively new, and like people were saying, you come to a point where you can't do more by yourself. Very recently, I've gotten interest from pretty big companies that want to stock my product. Flying to LA next week to shoot for Shark Tank. Hopefully, I make that. So my issue now is, how do I go about? So I think what they were saying was, you get to the point where you realize I need this to be able to move forward. Now, my online sales suck. I do 1 sale a month, and that's like pretty dope. I get happy when I get 1 sale a month. So I seriously survive right now on in-store sales. So I have a shit ton of health and nutrition stores that I'm in the city. So my issue is, I realized I don't know anything about online, how to build online. So I thought, sponsorship, partnership. Actually, Nigerian by heritage. I have family that grew up in the UK, and as of this moment, there's actually an agent for. He specifically is with Leicester City Football Club, and he is interested in my product, and he has a few players that he thinks he can get. But the problem is, I can't pay nobody shit.
Mhm.
And so now that's where I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do this to try and get sponsorship. Because I feel like if I could just get one person, that would solve a lot of problems. But I can't afford to pay. And while I don't mind giving equity, it'd be really nice if I could, like you said, because so I tried to find a co-founder and I got someone. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But under the terms, now she still owns 10%. And when she left, her last word were, "I still own 10% of your company anyway, motherfucker." And I'm like, oh. Those were literally her words. So for me, it's like, how can I go about trying to do this
another way
without giving away my company to the wrong person?
Want the honest answer? Trying to keep the mic. Keep the mic. What's gonna get like a Leicester City Football Club athlete? Like, what's it gonna do for you? You're like, it's gonna solve everything. Like what?
No. So all that will do is at least drive. I'm looking for someone that has a following online to at least give me some kind of online presence.
Doesn't work like that, man. Unfortunately, I mean, I live and breathe the space, but if you're doing retail and you're a one-man shop, focus on your retail, right? Like, it's the same thing. What do you need to get to December 31st, 2019? You sit down, happy man. What does happy look like? Is it having 5 sales?
Honestly, to get there, I've done as much as I can by myself, and I really desperately need a partner.
Great, but you're saying, let me do B2C. I'm saying, if you're in stores, like, are you in Costco?
Costco, no.
Right. So,
So
Isn't that-
so what I'm trying to, so I sell, basically there are a few, so basically how am I gonna put it? As of this moment, I have the most expensive Baobab product, and the way I'm selling my product, the way I'm branding it is, I'll show it. I just kind of brought a sample. So, give me a second. So as of this moment, I'm the only company in the world that makes single serving packages of Baobab. So I have that one, from the color, everything, my primary target audience is the millennial female. So my thing is, okay, you can purchase it, dump it in your purse, take one out a day, as opposed to my competition, who when you buy it, you're leaving it on your, in the kitchen counter and taking a scoop a day. So my issue right now, like the way you explained it, was basically, I've hit a plateau.
okay, great. I really want to launch music, right? We do athletes. I really want to launch music. My customers are telling me, launch music, launch music, launch music, right? If I stand up in front of you and say, I'm doing $2 million in revenue, and I've done as much as I can in sports, and now I'm going to go to music, you're going to say, wait, you're only doing $2 million in sports, and sports is 70%, and music is 10. So that means if you launch music, what's that? If 2 million is sports, music must be what, like 250,000? What the hell are you doing, right? So you're saying I've plateaued. Have you plateaued in all of retail, in all of B2B?
No, the plateau is because I am alone. So I'm the guy, sorry, if you get a minute, I'm the one who wakes up in the morning, sends emails. Every day I make, so my factory is at home. So but that's the thing, and with in-store sales though, when people go in the store, they see this on the shelf, they have no idea what it is. So 90% of my time goes to in-store demos. When you see people in stores say, hey, come try. So that's literally 90% of what I do, is actually getting it to move off the shelf. So if I could just find someone to do everything else, so now you understand where I mean by I've hit a plateau. It's not that I can't do any better, it's that I have done the most I can as one person.
Well,
I would go look at a case study like Zico, vitamin waters. This is like one of the best case studies out there in my mind. These guys went from deli to deli in New York City.
Yeah, or Chobani.
This is like right up your alley there.
But that's pretty much what I'm doing.
So go study it and then try to understand
study
what they
their
did
model,
well.
study their.
But it's guys, I'm not trying to, I said, like you said, it's these guys, I'm one person, so like, I just got into,
They were one or two
I just got into
people.
Food Emporium.
Right.
And all 8 stores. Now, what Food Emporium is, each store demands 3 demos a week. There are 8 stores in Manhattan. How do I,
So what I
so
can
now you see where my
recommend-
issue
Alright,
is.
so what I can recommend, because I opened up a school and a nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
I would team up with a nonprofit here who people need volunteer hours.
Yeah.
or somebody that needs community service.
College
hours,
kids, man.
college kids, things of that sort, where they're able to donate an hour or 3 hours a week, and you give them the formula to sell the products. And that way you're getting workers for free until you're able to build up enough economic resources to, hire somebody or something like that. But I think you have to try to do everything you can without spending any more money. Do everything you can with you until you have someone who either is equally as minded as you in what you're doing, or you find the resources to actually reel someone in that you actually need. But you gotta really know what you actually need, and that person is really fucking good at what you actually need. Cause you got 90% of a company left that you might lose just because of your model.
What about trade shows?
We do gotta move on.
Okay, so the one thing I want to add is, every entrepreneur wants to do the thing that they're not good at. Find other people to do that. If you're not good at online, don't do online. Like, you've got a presence, right? I'm like, I hear you, and I'm like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're
I
going
agree.
out there and saying, okay, football player who's making $10 million a year, what can I give you to endorse this product? It goes nowhere. Lil Wayne makes $750,000 for a 45-minute corporate gig. He doesn't want 3% of your company. But if he loves what you have, he'll go out there. And you've got a presence and a way of being, and you've got something that's interesting, and that's what you need to double down on. And if it's hiring minimum wage people, or getting some interns, or teaming with a college, or volunteers, double down on what you've got. And don't worry so hard about the stuff you're not as good at, because if you're a star at something, run with it. And the great musicians, they're not good at back office, they're not good at accounting, they're not good at legal. Double down on what you're good at, and you've got a presence, and I want to try your bow bow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna try it too.
What you're good at. Become great at what you're good at.
For sure.
Another question?
Talk to me after, because I think I can probably help you.
Yeah.
So he's the last question, and then we'll do another. We have a little trivia for you guys too.
Right on.
You can ask. You gotta ask him.
All right,
We'll
thank
see how
you,
fast this goes.
every single one of you, for your time. Really appreciate it, and your knowledge and the wealth of it all that you've shared with us tonight. How did you choose your insurance? The products and services that you've brought into the world, how did you insure yourself and your products and
Are you
services?
saying legally or like corporate insurance?
Illegally, yeah.
Legal.
It's all vibration.
So no, are you saying like insure like a trademark or patent on a product or service, or like actual like,
Liability.
insurance, liability insurance, like
Yeah.
employee insurance?
You go shop.
All of it.
You go
Okay.
shop for it, and there are certain firms that specialize in certain things. So when you talk about invented insurance, there's like a couple folks who will do it easily at the last.
And you're not gonna have it for a while. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, like, you're not gonna have it until you reach a certain point. And that's just a nasty side of, I feel like, entrepreneurship. Yeah.
And a lot depends. I mean, are you judgment proof? I mean, like if someone breaks
That's
their
real.
if someone breaks their leg at this event, how do you guys do it? I mean, it's like you basically shop. There are people who offer it, and you go and shop. Is pretty much what you do.
No, there's so we actually just got some corporate insurance now, and there's a new startup called Broker, and they have some really, it's super easy. You can get, it's like the most affordable out there, because I looked at all of them. So if you want like kind of some basic insurance to cover stuff, that's a good one. There's a lot of like insura-tech startups that are coming out, disrupting the whole market. If you're trying to do like trademarks and patents and that kind of stuff to insure against that, I mean, Karl does that. Yeah, Karl does trademarks and patents and stuff too. He's a great guy. So yeah, I mean, lawyers and that stuff. Insurance is a big old industry that now is like starting to change, but yeah, it's one of those things where you really shouldn't even deal with it until you've raised money, you have employees, you're doing a lot of business, and you need to make sure that you're covered. And then that was pretty quick, so we will do one more question.
Thank you guys so much. And thank you all for being here, including the camera crew and the staff. Thank you so much. I just wanted to know, what can we do for you? Perhaps if each of you don't mind saying perhaps 2 things that are most immediate on your slate, that your problems that you're trying to solve, perhaps things that we, speaking generally, keeping it general, could bring to the table for you. What gap can we fill?
Mine's pretty simple, download the TickPick app.
Perhaps
Yeah,
operation.
and talking about kind of, telling people what you want, what do you get in return, we're gonna be saving you money when you shop around and compare our ticket prices compared to our competitors. And, I don't know, hopefully you don't need to get in touch with me, but believe me, my email's out there while I've been sitting here. I've gotten 2 different emails on customer support. Which, CMO as well. I do need a CMO, yes.
That's a very nice question of you to ask, so thank you. We are hiring from top to bottom, so if you know any great people with marketing expertise, then please send them our way. And then, obviously, we're always looking for new customers as well, so if you know any marketing folks, any agency people, tell them about the best sports marketing sponsorship platform.
I love it.
I would even say just like talent. Like if you know someone who can like illustrate or like he's an amazing editor, any sort of talent. If you know anyone who's like, at the top % of what they do, they don't have the resources, they don't have the backing, I'll talk to him. Like I'm serious. He could be a great mathematician. There's always room for people who have talent.
Yeah.
So if somebody's good at something, let me know.
If you know great people at the convergence of the internet, music, and technology, send them to SF Music Tech and have them come to SF Music Tech pop-up in Bondo, NYC in Brooklyn on October 16th. I mean, just really look at what we're doing, track us, it's a great question and we appreciate it, but it's really like, just see what we need just track us. Follow us over the years, and if you resonate with what we're doing, just, now we're connected.
100%. Thank you guys. I operate at the intersection of all those verticals. Yeah! I'm going to reach out to each of you. My name is Dre, not keeping in general. I just wanted you to remember me, and I will reach out to each of you through LinkedIn.
I just need you guys to vote for Power for an Emmy. Look at Power on Sundays, and we need an award. It's our final season, so please, we need an award finals. Thank you.
And I gotta run to catch a plane, but if anyone wants to reach out, brianzisk@gmail.com, I'm happy to chat with any of you.
Alrighty, real quick, we are gonna give out this entrepreneur shirt. So we got a quick question. So where was Microsoft, what city did Microsoft start in?
Seattle, Washington.
Incorrect.
Seattle.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
San Francisco?
No.
Cambridge.
Nope, it's a very unique one. Nope. City.
Anybody?
No. No. Alright, well, the first one to look it up on their phones. No.
Albuquerque.
Yes, Albuquerque. Yeah, it's a very strange. I don't know any other company that's ever started out there. Well, thank you so much to our panelists, our speakers.